Rock Salt Muscast Experience with Aaron and Dave. I stole it from you, Aaron.
That's okay.
Stole it. On the line, young Lou.
Yes. All the way from San Antonio, Texas, joining us today. I love the album, but then I saw the other day on Spotify, it's called the new album Screw Version or whatever it's called. Can you explain that to an old white guy? What that's all about?
Hey, just real quick before you do that, young Lou, I got to send you a link to Aaron dancing to New Kids on the Block.
Oh, yeah.
It is fantastic. It is so funny.
Yeah.
If y'all send me that link, I'll send y'all a link to me dancing to I Want It That Way and doing it for y'all.
As long as we can post it.
That's fine.
What we really want is Ryan from Newborn rapping. We want like one of the early versions of him rapping, if you got that on video, because that would be great.
The early versions you might not want to listen to them, but if you go on, I got an Easter egg for y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed, but if you go on my album Reignition, there's 3 songs on there with an artist named Little Ryan.
Okay.
That's Ryan.
That is,
no way.
Oh, he's on the new album too, right?
Yes, sir, on 3 other songs.
Oh, so he is Little Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. That's great knowledge there.
Okay, so
go back. Go ahead.
Real quick, because I don't want to sidetrack, because this is a good story. But is there any hope of you getting in and rapping on one of Ryan's songs, like doing a little rap rock thing?
So I guess I'll just announce it here. I've talked to Ryan and Marco about doing like a Linkin Park type of vibe and doing some hip hop with rock.
Yeah.
I'll have Ryan on the chorus, Marco make the beat, and of course do the chords, and then I'll have the rap verses.
See, I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you tell Ryan that too? Because
I'll tell Ryan that. I'd be like, dude.
Linkin Park. I think they're bigger than Reborn. I don't know.
I don't know. Me, honestly, I don't like critiquing people's art.
Yeah.
Because it's your art, and so I don't usually tell bands what they should do or what I think they should do. Except for this, it's not a rap song, but I always tell rock bands they should cover Steve Taylor's Jim Morrison's Grave. It's a great song. Anyhow, I'm getting way off track here.
Okay,
tell us about Screw.
Tell about the Screw version.
So back in 1992, there was a DJ based out of Houston, Texas. And this is before the Southern rap had, it was all about East Coast and West Coast back in the early 90s, the mid-90s. So the South didn't really have like a pioneer in hip-hop. Nobody would listen to Southern rappers because, for whatever reason. Then there was a DJ in Houston. His name was DJ Screw. And in 92, 93, 94, he popularized his brand, basically. He was a real popular DJ. And he would drop cassette tapes with slowed down music. And he called it the Screw version, DJ Screw's version, the Screw tape. And people wanted to buy these for whatever reason. It was just real popular. People would buy Screwed music. And he would get anyone from Phil Collins to Dr. Dre, he'd slow it down. And eventually he started getting instrumentals and getting local rappers from Houston and Texas after that on the Screw tape. So if you were on a Screw tape, it was a big deal because everyone was listening and buying these. So it's kind of how you got your buzz up, your promotion. It was crazy because he had lines down the street every day, and he eventually had to open up his own business called the Screw Shop. It's still in Houston, Texas. There's a coach, the culture down here, believe it or not, there's a lot of people who only listen to Chopped and Screwed music. And so me being from Texas, it's a way to pay homage, and it's also me knowing there's people that want to hear this. I dropped a Screw version of my album, which a lot of artists down here already do. They drop their album, and then they'll drop a slowed down version called the Chopped and Screwed version.
See, I miss the old days, Aaron. When before YouTube and Spotify and all that, where you had to get your underground music from the Screw tape.
Right.
I mean, really, I'm not even making fun. That's cool. That's how we used to do it. Was handing off tapes. You got to check this band out.
Yeah, and there's stories. I mean, kind of like similar to NWA. They'd pull up to a parking lot or a club, and they'd open the trunk of their car and they'd sell out, and they're making $100,000 a night because they're selling them for $10, and there's so many people that want them. It's maybe not $100,000, maybe $10,000, but it's a lot of money coming from. This is the early '90s, so I get inspired by that. I miss the old days because when I came in 2010, people were still selling CDs. So I know what it is to press up your CD, press up some flyers, go to an event, promote yourself. And nowadays it's all on Instagram and YouTube. And thank God I was able to see the old kind of hustle day. We had to hustle yourself and build a brand, because I get the best of both worlds with it. And I know, hey, drop a screw tape. Don't just, so.
Not to try to compare, because I'm not, NWA to MC Hammer, but because that was kind of MC Hammer's story as well. When he was getting started out, he was selling his records out of the trunk of his car, and
Wow.
he was getting offered, these contracts, but he was saying, well, I make more than that selling them out of the back of my car, so what do I need you for?
Independently, yeah. That's always been a thing too, like the label versus the independent artist and signed artist. They have their pros and cons, each one of them. So,
well, I think it's so splintered nowadays that we've talked to bands that don't care about being signed, and we've talked about bands that is what they want, and that's fine. It's just it's so splintered nowadays because you can get your music on Spotify, and all someone has to do is hear your name to go check you out.
right.
They don't have to wait for somebody to give them a tape. So that's the upside to it. We've gotten listeners from all over the world, which totally astounds me because I never expected that in my life.
Right.
So
It's so easy to just do it yourself now. You don't need the record labels nowadays. You can just upload it yourself, and if you have it, you have it.
yeah, they're trying to figure out ways to stay viable, and it's a difficult job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Well, I see on Instagram you're pretty good at self promoting, which is great though. I mean, you never have to search too far to see all your concert dates, where you're going to be, and how to get in contact with you, which is I think is a must for a new artist or for artists to exist, to keep doing shows.
Right. I learned from the old game. I saw when I first came in 2010, I had a friend of mine who was a little older, who was already in the rap game, in the rap music scene in San Antonio. And I would watch this guy. Shout out to he's actually saved as well now. So it goes back to what you were saying about, everybody's coming to Christ. But I would watch him go to car shows, and we'll be at like a Target, and he'll see somebody who thinks might like hip hop, and he's like, "Hey, check this out, bro. I got this for you." And he'll just give him a CD. I saw how he would build himself up, and I learned from that. I try to keep it and make it. Nowadays, I know, like, hey, if you're not posting at least once a week, once every other day, like, you're probably not gonna do it. Because I want to make this like everybody, they want to make this their full-time job, and I just don't want to sleep on myself. I need to promote. I need to brand it. I need to only talk about my music on this page. Don't post that I'm at HEB getting groceries. Don't post that, And, so I try to do the best I can. I appreciate that so much.
Hey, we're looking for a full-time social media guy, so you could technically make it full-time.
Oh wow!
It doesn't pay much. Nothing.
Yeah, it pays what our salaries do.
Doesn't pay anything.
We're all
but
trying to get there.
That's true. So where is this? I mean, you got the album out. What does the future look like? I mean, what's the dream to say?
I mean, of course, to live off of my music, I want to. Before it was all about me. I want to be the best rapper in my city. I want to have all eyes on me and do it. I wanted to prove myself, but I realized after the 10 years, I proved myself pretty early. Like by my third or fourth year, I kind of like killed all the doubters. So I was lost for like 6 years. It goes back to that whole thing. Like I wanted this rap stuff so bad, and then I got the little popularity, the little buzz I had, and like, what do I do now? And for years, I was kind of lost. And then when I came to Christ, I realized that, I don't need to prove myself. I am saved by grace. I am a child of God. He loves me for who I am. So at this point now, but as far as the future, I just want to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ and do what I believe He put me here to do with my gift of music. And what comes after that is just kind of getting better at my craft, getting more into my word, because now I can rap, but the first album was, I don't know if you caught this, but the whole first album was just testimony. I wasn't really preaching. So now it's my duty to get into my word and be able to put in song form the gospel, because make better songs, make better music, because now it's game time. Let's go save some souls, minister to music.
Let's go save some souls.
Game time.
Yeah.
Do you freestyle?
So that whole first album was freestyle. Yes, sir.
All right. That's pretty cool.
I haven't written a verse since I've been saved, and I got convicted last week. Actually, the Lord told me, He said, "How are you gonna freestyle everything when you come over here, but you want to write for the enemy?" I said, "Ooh, okay, I need to start writing some."
Oh, he
Sit down and
challenged.
think about it.
He threw down the gauntlet, Aaron. He threw down the the golden chalice.
He said, "You'll write a song when it's about the enemy, when it's about depression, but you won't write a song for me." I said, "Okay, I hear you. I'm getting so much confirmation now. It's kind of scary." I'm like, "Oh."
Hey, we should have you do a freestyle ID for us. That would be funny.
A bumper.
Yeah,
That would be great. It's great, though, that you have some support in San Antonio with all these Christian bands that are like yourself trying to make it where it's full time, and also avoid the dangers of the music industry. Because you said, you were rapping, hanging around people that you shouldn't have, and that may have been due to being in the rap scene and the music scene. You could talk to a lot of artists how their lifestyle from the music scene led to bad things. But it's great that you have all these Christian artists that you can kind of lean on, pray with, and really overcome some of the trappings of the music scene.
Right.
So since you got all these bands down there in San Antonio, do you guys play a lot of the same shows since you're rap and they're rock? And are you guys playing any of the same shows? Do you get the same fans? What's the scene like?
So a lot of the rock scene, of course, they're all on. A lot of the Christian bands get on secular shows because there's there's not really a Christian rock scene, but there is a rock scene. So a lot of Christian bands will get up there and I love it. Like with Reborn, like, hey, get out of the four walls and go be the light. Go into the darkness and be the light. So as far as the rock scene, there's not a Christian rock scene really, but there is a rock scene. The Christian hip hop scene, there's a secular scene and of course a Christian hip hop scene, because nowadays everybody and their grandmother raps. But there is a Christian
Granny rap.
Yeah, granny rap.
Granny rap. That's my favorite rap.
Yeah. So what's cool about it though is yes, to answer your question, yes, we're all the hip hop side is all on the same shows more or less, because everybody knows that, hey, come over here, we all minister to music, let's get together. The city's really good about that. What I like about Reborn though is because Ryan started out in hip hop, they know, a lot of the rappers know who Ryan is, and because of that, they met Marco and the guys, and they're bringing Reborn onto a lot of the hip hop shows. So I've been telling Ryan, like, yo, you're crossing over, bro. You're on both sides. So I think it's really cool that, like, he's kind of bridging that gap with Reborn, because he's headlining a lot of the hip hop shows as Reborn.
Yeah, see, you guys got to do a rap rock sort of thing.
I'm telling him, he's
got to do it.
Y'all gotta talk to Ryan for me.
You can call it Reborn Lou or something like that. Lou's Reborn.
He can be Chester Bennington, and I'll be Mike Shinoda. We'll do a Beacon Park vibe.
All right. Well, Aaron, you got anything?
Well, how can they get a hold of you? Instagram, Facebook, what's that?
So I have a Facebook. It's under Young Lou, and that's YUNG, Young without the O. I'm weird. I was 18. I'm sorry, but YUNGLOU. That's what I call myself. And so that's Facebook. But on Instagram, Brook City Lou, BROOKSCITYLOU. And that's pretty much Instagram. Like I said, Instagram has everything you need. It's there, booking, features, whatever you want to do.
YouTube channel?
I'm just trying to stay obedient. YouTube. Oh yes, I'm sorry. YouTube.
Don't forget YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. Same thing. YUNGLOU YouTube. It's all there. I've been saved for the past 10 months. I'm sorry if you hear anything from the last 9 years. I apologize in advance.
Get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's great.
So,
I mean, it's great though. I mean, people hear old Lou or whatever you want to call it.
Old Lou.
The old Lou.
That's me now. I'm old Lou.
The Lou in the world, and now the Lou in Christ. And that's great. They'll be able to understand. Just like Saving Jackie on Acid, and they're back playing, and
Yep.
those aren't the songs you used to play. But it's
Right.
great though. People see the difference. A quick story. I had a buddy of mine led worship at a church, and there was a guy that came, and he continued to come to church, and he goes, and I asked him one time, why did you stay around? He goes, I saw the guy playing the piano up in front of the worship, and I saw the smile on his face, and I could see in his heart, and I wanted that for myself. And I think people will see the change in you. Still, you mentioned depression, but still battling that, but overcoming that, and putting a smile on your face and just the joy in your heart. People will see that, and they'll be like, I want to be like young Lou. And I believe that's going to happen for you.
Amen. I want to leave y'all real quick with this too. A lot of Christian artists, for whatever reason, that's a whole other story, but for whatever reason, they don't like to share the old music or share the life they used to live. And for me, it's testimony. I'm going to leave that there because I need people to understand where I came from. You would think I didn't need God because I had everything I wanted, features from well-known artists. The view count was there. You had all that and you still chose God? I need them to understand that, God is greater than anything you can have in the world, I promise. And this is, I want them to see that transition. It's a testimony for me so they can see, he used to rap about that. Nice. And that's why I do it. I just want to put that out there. That's why I do it. That's why I leave my old material up.
Nice.
That's great.
Nice. So we'll be seeing him on an episode of Cribs sometime soon, Aaron.
Wow, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Little Ryan.
Yeah.
Little
Ryan.
Little Ryan. Oh, man.
I'm going to have to think of something for that, man.
Yes.
And go listen to the Little Ryan features on the album and let me know what y'all think.
Oh, I kind of wonder, is that Little Ryan?
That's Ryan Gardner from Reborn.
Yeah, and I was like, it's really good. He can go back and forth. And I don't see any reason why you can't, at least like when you guys play a show together, just do a Linkin Park cover. Just do something like that.
Right.
And see what the audience...
We'll do a Run DMC Aerosmith and we'll walk this way.
And I guarantee you'll get the biggest applause of the night. Yep. You do that right, you'll get the biggest applause of the night, and it'll be and not a Christian in there will think anything of it, but hey, that was a lot of fun, and the kids loved it.
Well, we were talking to Ryan last time about a Christmas cover album. You should do Christmas in Hollis.
Oh yeah.
So I was actually in the background watching his son, trying to keep him quiet while he was on the interview before I popped in, and I heard that part, and I looked at him actually when he was doing the interview, and I was nodding my head. I was like, "Ooh, yes."
You see, it'd be great. A total San Antonio Christmas.
Oh yeah,
cover album. You got to do Christmas in Hollis.
Yeah.
Fire.
Hey, thank you very much, Young Lou, for being on the show today, and we appreciate it.
Sir.
Go check out Young Lou on Spotify. And what's the name of the album, Lou?
Reignition.
Say it again.
Reignition.
Reignition.
Yeah, and check out the Screw version too. That's cool. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to.
Way to plug it. Yeah. Check it out. I haven't checked it out myself, but you check it out because it's supposed to be great.
So with Screw music, what you do is you turn it on and you just cruise. You have to drive slow, just cruise. That's
okay.
That's what
you got a slow roll.
Yeah.
So we'll listen to it in the car when I'm driving because my wife drives faster than I do.
We'll watch an episode of Friday so you can get up to speed. Okay.
Right.
I'll show you all the stuff you need to know, Aaron.
I see. Well, thank you very much. And again, if you're listening, check out Young Lou on Spotify. And here is another song by Young Lou on Rock Salt Muscast Experience.